Hi Crafty Creators, I'm Shelly. Welcome to my channel. If you're wondering why we are in an empty room, that is going to be on another video. Today I'm going to move back into my craft room, and this video is going to be how to clean, organize, decorate the Crafty Nanny way. So with that being said, let's get to decorating. We're getting ready to move in, and the first thing we're going to do is bring in the work table. Everything is covered in chalk from some sheetrocking that we had done. Okay, we're going to go ahead and pop these legs on the desk, and then once that is up, we'll be able to do a lot more. So the desk is up. This is my work surface. This is where I create all of my crafts. And I wanted to show you guys the coolest thing. Let me see if it actually is in view. Yeah. The coolest thing is it has built-in electricity. So I can plug in 2 cords and 2 USBs right into my work surface, which is fantastic. So I'll just plug this in, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to unwind this cord, and I'm going to kind of tuck it up along the edge of the baseboard, because it's, when you walk in, that is the first thing I see, and I think it's real tacky. Now I have some Velcro, so I'm going to Velcro the cord to the leg, and I'm going to go down the leg and then over along the baseboard. That's a Crafty Nanny way thing. So I'm gonna go grab my Velcro, and yep, and I'll put it right behind that leg because that's tacky. That's tacky. Tacky, tacky, tacky. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I have this Velcro strip, and it attaches like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the padded side in a couple of different spots on the back of the leg. There we go. So it just pulls apart like this. It's got glue on, like gluey stuff on it. Now, one thing I have found about this Velcro, if later on I've changed my mind and I don't want to do it like this, I still can change it. It'll just pull off. Take a heat gun, heat up the glue, pull it off, it'll just fall off. And then you can just use Goo Gone or something for the rest. Now this, what I'm going to do is, it looks like the cord will sit about right here. So I'm going to take this little strip and I'm going to wrap it around the cord itself. And because it has the glue on it, it will be attached to the cord. And then I can literally just stick the cord right to that Velcro. And I think that is a great spot. So I'm just going to literally stick this Velcro to the cord itself. And again, if you decide later you don't want it, just warm it up with a blow dryer. I wouldn't use a heat gun on the cord, but I would on this. And then look at how nice that is right there. And then I'm gonna go down a little bit further, and I'm gonna do it again. When I decorate and design things, my pet peeve is cords hanging around. I don't like it. I think that they are tacky, and I'm always trying to find ways to kind of hide them. And this is just one of those ways that will work. Okay. So right about right there. And when it's finished, you'll see how much nicer it's going to look in that area. And then maybe you'll want to do it too. All right, you guys, there we go. So that part is done. Now we'll go ahead and move it back up against the wall. I wrapped the rest of the cord around the bottom of the leg. So I suppose a person could have wrapped all of it around the leg, but then it would have ended up, you know, way up here. So I like what I did with the Velcro, and I don't think that looks too bad at all. Now I have like little stools that are gonna go in there, so it'll take away from the cord. It won't be like a focal point at all. Now I have 2 sets of cubes and a bookshelf. So I'm thinking I'm gonna put, the cubes are bigger. I'm putting the cubes on this wall over here because this wall is much longer. This is the short wall. So I'm gonna put it right here, and I'm gonna put my fabric and stuff on it. There's a plug there, so I may, if I have anything on that shelf, if I put anything on that shelf that may need a plug, I will be drilling a hole in the back of it to plug it in. Okay, I have the bookcase in here, and yeah, that's my cleaning bucket right there. But so this has the safety strap on it to attach it to the wall so that it doesn't, you know, tip over if it gets too heavy or whatever. So I've got a stud right here. I'm gonna attach it to the wall, and since I have a little bit of a space between there, I've got to be careful because otherwise I'm going to be tilting it backwards. So that is what I'm going to do next. The embroidery machine is much heavier than the sewing machine. This is my embroidery machine, and so I decided I best put that on the bottom because of the weight. I'll tuck the cord behind it. Now, the reason that I put things like this on the shelves because my work surface usually gets taken up by whatever projects I'm doing. And then when I need it, it's just an easy thing for me to just grab it off the shelf and pop it up there. And this is how things get when you're doing a remodel. So gross. If I have to, I will make a shelf, an extra shelf for this if I have to. I've got the wood in the shed and I can just cut one slab and stick it in. I walked in and realized that my shelf was backwards. That's so funny. You know, I wish that I could flip it over because I did notice that it's got a bow to it. Gosh, maybe I do need to build some shelves for this. Well, there we go. So now I have both of my machines placed in here and centered nicely. So the next step is going to be bringing in all of the fabric, and we'll put that all up in here. And I only have 2 shelves left. That's why I said if I have to go out to the shed real quick and build a shelf, then I'll do it. And if it comes to that, then I'll pause the video and I'll come back with a shelf. All right, you guys, we decided to go ahead and build a shelf for this because I don't think I have enough fabric to stuff it, but I like to be organized, and that really annoys me when I can't be. So we got the two machines in there. The embroidery is at the bottom, sewing machine above it, and we're going to build another shelf because we only have 2, and I think I'm going to need 3 to be properly organized. All right, we're just going to mimic this shelf. So we're laying it on top of this, and then he's going to just draw his line, and then we'll just cut it and put it on. It doesn't matter if it's white. It's going to get covered up with fabric anyway. Okay, so I painted the outside, just the outsides of these shelves black, so it kind of blends a little bit better because they were white and it was too bright. So my next step is to bring in all of my fabric. I have purchased these for the gnomes that I make, and hopefully we can make some more. this year. And then I have a bunch of felt. These are really not fabric. They're more grit. I guess they're considered just crafty accessory stuff. But anyway, they need to be put away regardless, and they are going to go on the same shelf as the fabric does. So I folded them all up into equal lengths so that they'll sit nicely inside of here. So I have 3 of these baskets, and I know 2 of them, I betcha, will fit side by side right here. I really like the way that looks up there, so I'm gonna put the other one up there, although this one actually is full of stuff, but it's random things, which we're gonna be going through all of this together. Okay, so let's see if we can't organize some of this stuff. I was talking about purging, and this is what I was talking about. Like, I'm just gonna start a batch for giveaway. Fabric that I no longer use, or know that I will no longer use. Gunny sack fabric, I have quite a bit. And then all these little pieces, I rarely ever use any of this. Good for somebody that does quilts though. So I'm going to purge and get rid of all of that. I'm going to take my cotton ones with no print and separate that from the ones with the print. I am very weird about organization, and I would say that looks pretty good. Now my pillow forms will probably go there or there. I reserve the right to move all of this around as this day progresses, because I might decide that I want something else. I might decide that I want something else to go on over there, and we'll go from there. But I think the next step is to bring in those cubes. Now I've got 2 sets that I'm going to stack. Okay, so I brought the other one inside, and the Crafty Nanny way to do something is just to figure it out and do what works. So what I decided to do is to drill through this side and this side, and I'm going to use a bolt and a nut to hold everything together so that it won't fall. And then I will anchor it to the wall after that. So this one is actually in place. I just need a hammer. Okay, now I'll get a screwdriver and a pair of pliers, and I will tighten these up, and then we're good to go on attaching it to the wall. Okay, I went ahead and did a few things off camera. I put the rug in. I'm getting my pillows folded in half. My pillow fabric folded in half. I put both of those up there, and I made I call it my ribbon tree. It's just dowels in a vase, and then the ribbons that I use are right there. I don't use them a ton, so that's why they're there. And then I double stacked that, and I used the bolts to put it in, and I did two bins. The third bin is being I'm working on that now. It had the ribbon in it, so we'll go ahead and work on that. So I have this decor mesh tubes of various colors, and I'm actually going to unwrap them and lay them in the bottom of my cube. Alright, so I use these for hair bows, not wreaths like some people. So we're gonna go ahead and put these in here, and we're gonna unwrap every one of them. I'm trying to keep all the lightweight stuff up top. This one is like wood crafts. This one is party, like birthday party stuff. This, I think, yeah, this also has a lot of different ribbon in it, but this, there's a lot of tulle in here. So that's gonna stay right here. I am not moving this out of there. All right, so I'm gonna go get the next bin. Okay, the next bin that I grabbed happens to be a Christmas one. And there really is not much in here because for the most part I just make up Christmas. So this is for cake decorating, so I'm gonna put this in the party bin. All right, we're starting with an empty bin full of a little bit of glitter. And we will place our few things that we have Christmassy. I'm gonna start with that at the bottom. Okay, so what little we had for Christmas is done. It's all finished. So now this can be put up. Now, the next one we're gonna grab is the candles. You know what? I'm gonna purge the candles and the oils together into one. So this is 2 bins that we're gonna create 1 bin with. I have my essential oils bin because at one point I was making soap and candles. So I have a lot of essential oils. And then I have my candle bin. Now, what it has in it is wax melts because I used to make those too. So I'm going to get rid of some of them. Like I noticed also that the ones that I had bought at stores get nasty like that, and the ones that I made don't. Go figure. So, but when I was digging around, I found this neatest ribbon that I wanted you guys to see. It's got moss on it. I think it'd be really cool for Halloween. So because it's messy, I'm gonna leave it in this plastic. And I am going to put it in that crate or that bin that we were putting the piping in. Okay, so I went from having so many that they were spilling over into my bin, and we purged, and now they're no longer spilling over. So this is all of the essential oils, and I am going to separate the candle according to the scent. The candles and the essential oils have been purged, and because this is a little heavier, we're going to make sure that goes on a bottom area. The next one is beads. I'm going to start out by taking my wire and setting that to the side, and then I've got to try to make sense of this stuff. So you have all these beads. I think I'm going to put, I think I'm going to take all of the little stuff and put it in the Ziploc. There we go. All right, now let's put this in the bin. So the first thing I'm going to put in is my jars. I have 3. Before, there was so much in here that I didn't even know, I couldn't even make sense of it. And now it is completely organized. Love it. Now I can find everything I need. So now that we have some empty bins, I want to take one of the empty bins and I want to put miscellaneous stuff in it. So the next one is the sewing one. Okay, the first thing that I'm going to put in is the organization that we just did. Now because it's a little bit big, I think I'm going to just keep it in the center. No, I'm not. I'm going to move it over here. And then I'm going to lay all of my eyelets in here. That's it. Easy peasy. So I literally have from here all the way up to add more stuff to it if necessary. So the whole object of doing this is to free up bins for other things that are not organized, like my screen printing stuff and things like that. So this bin has some glassware in it, and this is glassware that I reuse every single year. I repaint it, I take it apart. I am not going to waste a bin because there's not much glass. So I'm actually going to put it on the shelf over there, and that will free up this bin completely. So I have some yarn things, and I have some embroidery stuff, but I'm going to keep it all in this one basket because I don't have enough to fill, I don't believe I have enough to fill an entire bin up with this stuff. So I don't do a lot with the yarn, and I have not done anything with the these little cross stitch kits, but maybe this year we will do one. These are so cool. So you cross stitch an actual greeting card. I think we should do that this year. I think it would be fun. You can see how I have everything in it and labeled. Okay, so that is a perfect fit, and it took a little bit of work, but I did get that in, and it's perfect because it opens just enough to reveal and for me to be able to reach into it and get whatever it is that I need out of here with no issues whatsoever. Also, oh, you know what? That glue stuff could probably go in the tech bin. Also, I do have a door for this. It is outside. I'm working on getting the closet done and organized. I've already added some books at the bottom. I did empty these, after all, onto these shelves. So, I just have to finish bringing in the rest of the stuff, and then not sure about my decor yet, exactly what I'm going to do, what I'm going to hang on the wall. I do have a photo I took, a real big one, that I might put at the entrance, but yeah, we'll see. So I'm going to go grab some more stuff. I can't even tell you how pleased I am that I don't need those, because it's going to open up that space, and I actually have a Mr. and Mrs. Bunny rabbit that I think I'm going to put there instead. So I'm going to pull these out. They're empty. I have Mr. Bunny that is covered in chalk, dust, and everything else. We'll go right here, and then Mrs. Bunny will sit right beside him. Mrs. Bunny. I'll show you how cute they are together. Look, aren't they the cutest? So cute. I have a few decor pieces I'm gonna put up, and we need to put our little signs up. So we have party, and now when I look at this stuff, I'll know what's inside. Sewing, wood, which is the fullest because those little red trucks. Christmas, photography, craft accessories, pine cones and apples. Miscellaneous, that's the one that only has two little things in it. Tech, and then we have beads, bow making, and oils and candles. That is it. Now I have a couple of little things. I have a couple of little things that I'm going to put up here. I have this. I'm going to put here. And I think I'll just, my little music box keeps coming, popping open, so I'm just going to lay that over here. And then I have her. Now, since I don't hardly ever get in the party one, I won't be reaching up here often. So I'm going to go ahead and set her here. Like so. Now I have a photo I took that I was telling you guys about before, and I'm going to hang it right here on the wall. And even though when once the door goes on tomorrow, you won't be able to see it, but when I close the door to do my videos, everybody will be able to see it on the wall. So we'll go ahead and hang that up. Clean it up a little bit before we hang it. We did make the frame, by the way. And let me tell you, it's been a long couple of days doing all this stuff. Long couple of days. And then I will use my level. And it is good. Right there. Now I have another piece of art that I made, and I'm going to put it up above my desk. I'm going to put this with a tack because it's very lightweight. We are good. We are good. I have this old lamp that I'm going to use in here. And I'm thinking of taking this apart and painting this black and this black and this rim black to make it look like iron. I think that would look real pretty. I do have these LED lights that I use from time to time to highlight if I am working and I don't have enough light on my, whatever I'm working on my project, and I'll use these. It's a set. I'm not going to have them up right now. I'm not going to set them on my desk because there's a lot of times where I could just use natural light from the window. So I just wanted you to see it. So for the most part, as you can see, the room is very clean. And tomorrow we will put on the doors. We have 2 doors to put on. And I will move that bucket of dirty water. And all of this came from a much larger room and went into a very tiny, tiny space. But it goes to show that with organization, you can do it. Now, as you can see, we did get the doors on, and I'm going to tell you that it was a pain in the rear end because this main door, as you can see right here, we decided to do something cool and rustic to it, and that was a pain in the rear. So we'll see if I decide to do that again. Alright guys, so that wraps up this project. I hope you all enjoyed taking a look into my world. You got to see a huge transformation. The transformation was from a huge amount of things that would fit into a very large space, and condensing them, purging them, cleaning them, getting rid of so much stuff, and doing some major organization to fit into a very, very small space. So I hope you enjoyed it, and until then, God bless, stay safe out there, and I'll see you next week. Bye!